Hello and welcome to the St Kilda and Bayside Report for February 2021, the first for the year. My name's Gary Beer.
I'm Jeremy Rosens. Welcome to 2021, Gary.
Wow.
It's been so long since I sat in a room within, well, we are probably 1.5 metres apart. Can we say that? We'll just go with that.
We're pretty safe, yeah.
Oh, but we haven't done this, I reckon, even half of last year. We probably had a bit of a hiatus from the Bayside TV.
We did. You're a bit rusty or are you good for it?
I reckon this is like riding a bike, Gary. We'll be straight into it, no problems. It's you that I'm a little bit worried about. You are looking remarkably woolly today, Gary.
I did, I used to fall off my bike a lot. Is that a problem? Because when you talk about riding a bike, I was never
have an image of you falling off your bike and with your legs like riding it in a really odd way.
Well, I've done it a few different ways. I flew over a car, went in the footpath, carport in front, flew over. Actually, it was airborne. That was pretty cool.
I feel a legal case coming with that one.
No, it was a long time ago, Jeremy. Right. A young man, I was a little, teenager. Another time, just checking the pedals and it went into a wall. That's never a great thing to do. I've had a few sort of klutzy bike accidents.
I've broken 3 ribs with a bike accident not so long ago, actually.
So when you say it's just like riding a bike, that doesn't mean that we're looking.
No, it's not looking very good between the two of us, Gary.
But let's talk a bit about the real estate market. Real Estate View have come out and said record prices, record territory. The market's at its highest point ever.
Real Estate View.
Nothing. Yeah, Real Estate View. The REIV.
Much heralded
website, yes. Of which we are members and respectfully belong to.
We are, Gary.
Jeremy, they've talked about it being record. They've talked about Darwin going up 2.3% last month. Wow. Melbourne, Sydney, around 0.5% increase. Things are still on the move.
So
things are pumping.
0.5% really. If we look at 0.5% in a month, it's not like what's so amazing about 0.5%.
What's amazing is that with all of the stuff that's gone on in the last year,
I get that.
In the last 6 months, you would think property prices would remain, maybe come off a little bit. Rents have definitely come off a little bit. We know that. Got to, in the interest of transparency, I can tell you, rents have come off for sure. But you would think, you would think, well, things have become a bit tough, a bit hard. The COVID lockdown, businesses shutting off. Yet property prices keep marching on.
Well, we came out of lockdown last year like a bull at a gate, and everything went really well. In fact, just this morning we heard a lovely story about a flat in East St Kilda, which isn't on our agenda, but I think it's probably prudent that we talk about it.
Yes,
which sold and settled in the first lockdown. I think it was about April, May last year.
Yes, it did, for 580,000.
Coat of paint.
Yep. Styling.
Furniture hire.
Gary Peer and Associates to sell it.
Gary Peer and Associates to sell. Multiple bidders. $641,000.
Yep. That's an amazing story, isn't it? If you talk about that,
because that is a percentage increase on that, Gary.
Well, I know, instinctively, my brilliant mind can tell you that's around about 15%. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a percentage that's worth talking about.
That is 12-13% a month. Not bad, is it? Anyway, that's the market. Strong, looking good. If you're looking to buy,
you could buy and sell within a year. But then again, they didn't buy it from us, so perhaps it was more about who they bought it from.
Don't go onto that side of being a little bit cheeky, Jeremy, which you can be.
I'm stating facts, Gary.
You can be a bit cheeky. Anyway, the market is strong.
Strong is a good word,
The
Gary.
buyers are out there.
Active.
Big numbers, around 2,500 people. We met
huge numbers,
just
Gary.
last weekend, Mr. Rosens. So it's happening, and there's some great listings. And I know very often the format of the show was we'll talk about what's sold.
Well, we don't
and
mind
we'll talk
changing
about
things around,
the listings.
Gary.
I think we should talk about the listings first because people who are watching, they want to be the first ones to know about some of the best properties in St Kilda and Bayside that are coming up. And of course, there's a few quiet and private sales that happen as well. So if you're looking to buy, don't wait to hear about them.
The list. I'm not
but there's some others.
We're talking about the cream of the
creme de creme. But if you do want to buy, just call Jeremy.
Call me. Call anyone from my team. Call
because
anyone from
we'll
Gary Peer and Associates.
Let's talk about what's
Gary,
going on.
let's talk about this house because to me this is as good as
feature home.
This is a feature home, and this is our feature home for Feb.
Yep.
2021.
Feb
57 Brighton Road in Elwood, Gary. This is a gorgeously renovated period home.
Spot.
Set on a great size allotment, Gary. I can't tell you the exact size, but it's good.
Yep.
It's big.
Yep.
And it's got a north-facing, it's actually a west-facing rear with a bit of northerly aspect.
Yep.
And you can see there, Gary, the quote range there is $2.6 to $2.88 million, Gary. 5 beds, your choice of 3 bathrooms, multiple off-street parkings for as many as 4 cars, Gary.
Yep.
And the brilliant team at St Kilda, being Lemore and Nikki, are going to take that to the market. Going to auction, Gary, on the 27th of Feb. That's an exciting one.
It is indeed, and there is upcoming inspections this weekend. Or call
there
Nikki,
will be, Gary. There will be,
or Nikki or Lemore to get through.
Or me.
An excellent property, a great looking property here in Inkerman Street.
It's
another
a beautiful one,
older style looking home.
This is on Inkerman, about 250 metres from the office. It's a beautiful period home, double fronted, gorgeously renovated, great accommodation. 4-bed, 2 baths going to auction, well, within the next couple of days, Gary. We're excited about, well, when I say the next couple of days, in the weekend coming, which will be the 13th of Feb. 1.2 to 1.3, strong interest in that range, Gary. We expect to see that sell and sell well.
We're busy in St Kilda Road. I know I've got 2 auctions there this weekend.
I do.
You've got one in St Kilda Road, St Kilda to talk about.
This is an interesting one, Gary, because even though it's got a St Kilda Road address, it is enter via Barclay Street. So it's the rear of a tower. This is actually attached to the tower. It's a 2-level town residence with its own street frontage. Very unique sort of product, Gary. 550 to 6, 2 beds over 2 levels. This one's a ripper. Michael Jonas taking that to the market. And if you can't get your hands on that, Gary, at 10:30, then at 2:30, you can come down to the post office, Gary. The old St Kilda post office, and I'm sure you've got some strange story about your youth down at the St Kilda post office.
I used to love the post office. A day out it was when you grew up. You go to the post office, it was a whole experience, a day out. What are we going to do? We could go to Luna Park, we could go to the zoo, we could go to the hills, we just go to the post office.
If I were to walk off set and then come back, how would I just to the note to the
really.
If I just left, nothing.
I can have a whole post office story, but we'll just leave it there and just talk about it now being great real estate, because that's what it is.
Well, this is really cool. This
at
is
the post office, not Luna Park. No,
when you finish, let me know and I'll start talking about the property,
not the
which
zoo,
is what people are here to hear
or
about.
Or the Dandenongs. Go on.
So, 113 at 308 St Kilda Road. Corner,
Inkerman.
And St Kilda Road.
Yep.
Old post office.
Yes.
New building at the back. Yes. Old building at the front. Completely refurbished. This is part of the old building.
Aldi's next door.
Over a couple of levels, a bit further down than next door. Okay. It's actually
close enough.
It's like
as a matter of speaking.
It's about 100 metres, but anyway.
Close enough to get your trolley back. Yeah.
It's got a really interesting floor plan, and you can have 2 bedrooms. You could probably even squeeze 3. It's a big apartment.
Yep.
Beautiful features. This one's a ripper. Going 2 bed, 2 bath, 1 car. Going on Saturday, Gary, the 13th at 2:30.
Be there. Don't miss it.
St Kilda West, Gary.
We love it there.
Beautiful.
Had some good results at St Kilda West.
Late
last year we had a great auction there as well.
I had a good one on Canterbury Road, and this is just a bit of a spin-off of that.
There was another one in, what was it called, Beach, or something Beach
West
Road?
Beach Road, Gary.
Road,
we'll talk about that in a moment, because that was a fiery auction. But anyway,
thumper.
Apartment 11 at 211 Canterbury Road in St Kilda West. That is an oversized, uber-sized 1 bed, 1 bath, 1 car. Yep. 390 to 420. Michael Jonas bringing that to the market. A combo between the Carnegie office and the St Kilda office working together in what I believe to be perfect harmony, going on the 21st of Feb at 10:30. If not sold before, but I think they'll go all the way there.
I did tell Philip on our mother show, GPTV, today, that I am in fact entering, wait for it, my 5th decade in real estate this year.
I thought it was something that was notable and exciting.
5th decade, that's a long time around.
It is, Gary. It is. In fact, if you combine all the ages of people in my home, we still haven't got there.
Yeah,
that's
probably not.
True.
Probably not.
That's not true.
I'm starting to get the hang of this real estate thing now, and I'm enjoying it. Never didn't enjoy it. Always loved it, and I love where I started, which was Ackland Street, St Kilda, which is a segue into what you're going to talk about.
Oh, thank God there is a segue.
We got there.
I was wondering when it would come, Gary. 207 at 63 Ackland Street. This is a cool little apartment, Gary. This is also 1 bed, 1 bath. It's got a smattering of 1 bedrooms here, 360, 390. It's got a great floor, but it's also a cool building. And it's next door, and I don't want to bring this up, but I know you love the McDonald's next door, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Opposite the old Dogs Bar. But that McDonald's is your old stomping ground. In fact,
the
when
Dogs
you
Bar
moved
was
out
too.
of, well, not really, when you moved out of Ackland Street, of your office in Ackland Street all those years ago, I believe that the stocks of McDonald's plummeted.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Because there
Very
was
badly.
that. Not only did the stock price plummet, but what happened is the stock levels of food increased because there just wasn't enough people taking the stuff out of the joint.
So often did I go to McDonald's that one of my best clients was the owner of that McDonald's store.
And he still is to this very day. Lovely guy.
So there you go. What a funny world.
It's actually amazing that it's actually almost a contradiction that you would be such a avid McDonald's eater, yet be into your 50th year of, your fifth decade of selling real estate.
Yeah.
You must be like,
why is it not connected?
Because on the outside, you look reasonably well.
Yeah. Well,
but on the inside, you must be dying from all the crap that you put inside your body.
I tell you one thing I miss. I miss like hell. It's not just the post office days. I miss McDonald's. I used to love McDonald's.
And I haven't eaten
it for years. I haven't eaten it for years. I ate it on the way to Sydney when we did a road trip. It was so good. I used to love the Big Mac without the pickle, because I used to chuck the pickles on the ceiling. It'd stay there.
You don't do that on a drive because you throw it on your own car.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Yeah, no, you don't have them. You don't take them out of the store, but they were fantastic days. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes, let's move on to Poets Corner, Gary. It is Jeremy, still Jeremy. Yep, 4 at 38 Mitford Street. This is a very nice, beautiful old
I love that
style
building.
apartment.
it's right. It's like
well
it's, you know,
designed.
it's like the Iron Building in New
It
York.
is like the
isn't it?
Flatiron Building.
The
in New
Flatiron
York,
Building,
Gary.
yeah,
There's
love
a
it.
number of buildings like that. I don't know why the Flatiron one got so much time. There's one in actually near the hospitals down in Melbourne, in Carlton.
Also in like that, yes.
by-
Well, this
by
is a
the
great
market.
looking building and a great location in Mitford Street. Leafy Elwood living at its finest.
Poets Corner, Gary.
It is Poets Corner. I could
That's
say
where
a poem, but I
a
won't.
style that transcends time, Gary.
Indeed.
This apartment block, 2 beds, 1 bath, $525 to $575. Keenly sought. Going to auction 28th of Feb, which in fact, Gary, is the last day of February.
It is. Oh,
and
it is, yeah.
The day before my wife's birthday.
There aren't many. Oh, is your wife the 29th?
No, she's the 1st of March.
There's no 29th this
She
year,
doesn't know, but she had somebody send me a list of gifts that she wants.
Oh, like a registry.
But I've already bought it.
Oh, right.
The gift.
Was it on the registry?
No.
Okay, so you're in trouble then.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Anyway, that's not what we're
Is
here
it a
to
big birthday? Any significant?
No. She's it's 40-something, early 40s.
My wife
I
has
think.
a birthday of significance on the
Wow.
25th of February. We won't say the year because she'll change the locks on the house.
Is 21 still a big deal these
What's
days?
21 what?
21st birthday?
Still a big deal, yeah. Can't have that many people there. She'll love you for that, yeah. She'll love you for that. Let's move on to some of the properties that we've sold. There's some of our offerings.
That's
but
some of
there's
the
others,
offerings,
yeah.
Gary, and there's plenty more. That's just what's coming up in Feb.
A taste of
There's
things
a
to
lot.
come.
There's a lot of other ones too across all
Can
different
we get
price
back on
points.
track to do this every month?
Let's.
Because,
Well, we are, Gary. If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, I actually communicated with you and said, Gary, it's about time we got this thing up and
Yeah,
running.
well, I wanted to do it last year as well, but we were locked
Well,
down.
I
We had
didn't
to be on
really
Zoom.
want it. You know, I can't be guaranteed.
I don't
of
like
your-
Zoom meetings.
I don't like Zoom
presentations,
meetings
no.
either, but I don't know how good your contact tracing is, so I didn't really want to be
Oh,
caught
right.
with you last
Yeah.
year because
Yeah.
God knows where, who, how.
I'm not dribbling on you or spitting or anything, am I? I'm pretty clean.
Not
myself.
today,
No,
I've
it's good.
noticed.
Let's talk about what's been sold.
Puddle over there.
Yeah,
though,
let's.
that's a bit
Here
odd.
we go. We've got
Henryville Street, Gary, you did the auction there. Have some. Could you swallow? Could you drink that stuff?
Hey, if I had to.
Yeah, Donald Trump
Yeah.
will tell you to. Gee, there's been a lot that's happened since we last talked.
I
isn't
know,
there?
exactly
Let's
right.
not get political.
Yeah.
But 33 Henryville, Gary, $900 and something thousand it was undisclosed. I
Yeah.
had to just pull the trigger there a little
Yeah.
bit back. 2 bed,
Okay.
1 bath. That was a gorgeous period home brought to the market by Nicky Limore. Went well auctioned by you. 15B, the Avenue. You don't remember?
Yeah, I do remember that one. It was a very the lovely people bought it. You're right.
Yes, lovely people
Go
sold
on,
it too.
yeah.
Anyway,
The
this
Avenue.
other one in the Avenue, we sold it also, but we can't disclose that price. Needless to say, we
What's
had
the
a
point of
range
bringing on all
I don't
undisclosed
know.
prices?
I can't help these
Well,
things,
who put
Gary.
this list together?
Well, probably someone from your office, I'm imagining.
okay.
But anyway, West Beach Road, this was a fiery auction. This was a great home
Oh, yeah.
in a stone's throw from Fitzroy Street.
Yep.
St Kilda West, this one. Beautiful house, good sized block.
It's like I pulled that away.
You
from
did, and I went to grab it because the price there is like
You snooze, you
1.6
lose.
something.
Yeah.
What's the price on that,
1,660,
Gary?
and it's not undisclosed. So
It's
you can
not
say what it
undisclosed,
is, yeah.
and it had, I reckon that was hundreds of thousands of dollars over than where we thought it would be. Multiple
was.
bidding by like 5 or 6
I know, it was
parties.
many hundreds of
And a
thousands.
very lovely gentleman bought that.
Well done, gentleman.
And he's a good client of our agency, and a shout out to him because he's bought a great home.
Good on him.
What's next,
405
Gary?
at 13 Wellington Street, Jeremy.
Have a little one-bedroom there.
395 sold for. Let's move on to 4 Frampton Street. Peter Frampton was a great
He was a
singer
musician.
of our era in
Gary.
the 70s.
Our era. When you say our era,
my era, I should
yes,
say.
I was not.
Okay.
I was only just born in the 70s.
I want you to show me the way. That was
Okay,
what
well,
sold.
I will show you the
Yeah.
way. If you stop talking, I'll
Frampton.
show you the way. For Frampton. Actually, there's an interesting story here, Gary. I won't go into great detail, but it was taken to the market with another agency.
Okay. Is this a bitch moment or being
Well,
bitchy?
but you know,
Boast
I
or
had
boast,
to clean up
Bitch
the
or
mess
boast?
that was
You
left.
decide, yeah.
And I sort of totally fixed everything.
Yeah, okay.
Redid everything, redid photos, reshaped the floor plan, and put some different furniture
Yeah,
in.
don't give away all the
and got
secrets.
it sold
Yeah.
for a significantly higher. Well, they didn't have an offer at
Do
all.
you
actually,
do like I do? Another song, Peter Frampton. Just want to throw it out there. Well done. Sold for $1,084,000. Congratulations to vendor, buyer. and
Everything all right
agents
there, Gary?
Oh, I'm getting on. 9 at 2 Maddox. Shouldn't
COVID
have had that. No, it's a cigarish. I had a few puffs of cigar yesterday.
After
Shouldn't
you
be
were
doing-
eating your McDonald's,
Oh, that would be
when
nice.
you fell off your bike,
Perfect combination.
listening to Peter Frampton by the post office.
9 at 2 Maddox Street, Windsor. Jeremy sold for $450,000.
Sold before auction, Gary.
Hey, so did 3 at 3 Rope Street. Well done to Daniel
did.
Mickmaker. He's a gun, that Daniel
He's
Mickmaker.
a
Sold
good
3
boy.
in that
Did
block.
the whole, you know, I don't-
775 it sold for. Jeremy, back to you.
You know, if you add all these up,
Yep.
the sales in this block,
Yep.
I still think if we had have sold the whole block, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have got that
No,
price.
you wouldn't have.
So good on you.
What's the point?
For putting it forward to the vendor who probably would have said, you know, let's do the whole thing all together. And
We
we'd
didn't own the whole thing.
Harry, why is the truth getting in the way of what is a really good
Sorry.
story?
Okay, yeah. Oh, you're right. That was brilliant. Let's move on to 13 at 14 Chapel Street. Jeremy.
Sold also before
sold
auction.
715.
Good apartment, great block.
We just let you know what you can get for your money, although you might have to pay more today.
You would have to, because that was late last year, Gary.
And you put Darwin on the end of it, you'll pay another 2.3%.
Well, in the last month you would.
Well, 5 at 7, 8.
Watched Cops in Darwin?
No, it's a good one.
So there's a show, I watched it
Cops
yesterday.
in Darwin.
It's bizarre, because Darwin, when the rainy season comes, people go a bit...
Oh, really? Is that
like
right?
when the first
I think
rains
my
come,
kids
they
were
go
there
a
in the
little
rainy season. I think they went there, the quarantine.
Yes, I've seen the videos, Gary.
I've always wanted them
Surprised
quarantined.
they actually let him actually out. I'm not sure that you want to air that sort of thing in public, that you have to quarantine your children.
Well, they're safe now, which is good. 5 at 7, 8 College Street, Elwood. Jeremy sold for $600,000. Grosvenor Street sold, and it's number 204 at 65 to 67 Grosvenor Street. In Balaclava, sold for $721.5.
Sold well.
And Hotham Street, Ripponlea, we sold 2 at 205 to 207 Hotham Street
before auction, Gary.
$790, and lo and behold, Evoca Avenue 3 at 22 sold for $470,000 by Lamore Herskovitz. That's a big wrap of listings and sales in St Kilda and Bayside. We haven't done much Bayside, we could, but mostly St Kilda and Elwood.
I don't know whether you've realised on the map though, but St Kilda is considered a Bayside region of Melbourne, Gary.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It would be.
So the year of 2021, have we got any predictions other than right now we're in a bullish market?
How many people on the weekend? 2,500 people approximately met just last weekend alone. Prices are good.
Interest rates are low.
Interest rates are low.
Do we think that this is a February effect and it might sort of settle? And if it settles, is it because stock levels? Is it,
It's hard to know, isn't it? I mean, we look at December. We didn't really wrap December.
Well,
because we got to January. We have sort of now. But December, massively strong month. So it feels and
seems like... Was it a record for our agency?
It was, Jeremy.
In numbers of properties sold.
It was. I don't like the big
boast.
I
know that's not a boast, because I'm not talking about revenue. What I'm talking about is the numbers of properties that were taken to the market. It's not so much about us, Gary, as it is a representation that the thirst for people to move homes and people to buy was clearly significant. It was a combination
of things. It was a combination of good real estate work, increase in our market share in general, strong buying, vendors ready to transact and meet the market after being locked down. And that's the feeling. It's strong. Interest rates are low. Demand is out there. There's many buyers.
Sentiment is high.
Sentiment's high. You can't get any money in the bank. If you go put money in the bank, you can't get any interest. So you may as well put in property. Stock market's always a bit... I think property, the way to go. We've been saying it for years. We'll continue to say it on GPTV, the St Kilda and Bayside version of it. The St Kilda and Bayside Report coming at you with a very positive start to 2021. We look forward to bringing you some updates. Next one in March. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.